Hey everyone, it's Sean here bringing you another how-to video. Today we're out in the driveway and I just wanted to show you the new trailer setup. It's an Aluma MC2F model designed for two motorcycles. However, as you can see, I was able to get four mounted, and there's a couple products I wanted to show. First of all, you're going to need some L-Track. This L-Track here is from US Cargo. You can get it directly from their website, or you can find it on other retailers like Amazon. This angled L-Track here is Ankra. That's the manufacturer. And you can see I've got on the front of the trailer, I did put a little extra. The MC2F does have the optional in-floor fastener that you can order. But specifically, the way I was able to get four bikes on here is with this bolted on setup, and specifically I have the 360 twist lock chocks on here. I've got one that's meant for a bike to be able to turn the steering head to the left, as you can see right there, and then I've got a straight 360 twist chock there. I've got a chock that's angled so that you can turn the steering head to the right, like this bike here. And then I've got another straight one. And you can see those just mount directly to the L-Track. I did use the adjustable knobs. This is an upgrade from bolted on. I think it's a no-brainer. It's a nominal cost to get these adjustable knobs. Otherwise, you'd have to use a 9/16 socket and tighten down some nuts to hold the system in place. But these knobs are super easy to use. You can slide and adjust these at your leisure. You can basically move these one little notch over if you have an L-Track system. They do make this setup for E-Track as well, if that's your style. Personally, I really like that you can get L-Track in this very thin aluminum, raw aluminum finish. It does match the trailer well, and it's a little bit less noticeable than E-Track in my opinion. And this trailer does get parked outside most of the time, so it hopefully will help fight corrosion. But again, just wanted to show a quick video of how I was able to get four bikes. These two red ones are Honda CRF E2s. They're made by Grainger, but they are all electric bikes. And then I have two Grainger G3S bikes here as well. Those are in the Supermoto configuration now. I do have some dirt bike tires and wheels for them too, so they can kind of play double duty for our family. But I would say these G3s are about the size of a 110, maybe a little bigger, perhaps between a 110 and a 125, kind of a typical Japanese dirt bike. And then these CRF E2s are bigger than a CRF 50, so bigger than your 50cc bikes, but maybe just a hair smaller than a 110. But you can see I basically jammed these three in about as close as I would feel comfortable. And I'll give you a look from the back of the trailer here too. And by the way, a couple of them have the kickstands down. Those aren't actually being needed or used. You can see they're not even on the ground in some cases. But you can see about how tight I was able to get these first three. I didn't know how much room I would have exactly, and so I basically maxed out my spacing. And you see I have a few inches to spare here. Probably could move this final fourth bike perhaps another 6 inches in. For those of you wondering, the width of my L-Track, so this horizontal piece running the length of the trailer there, the width of the trailer I should say, that is 66 inches. So that's what I was able to make work for four pit bikes, small CC bikes. I would say if I was gonna haul three 250s or 450s, for example, that's about all I could get with this setup. So I'd have to use essentially this one with the steering head to the right, a center chock like that, and then this one with the steering head to the left. And I could fit three full-size bikes on a trailer like this. And you can see an open trailer gives you a little bit of overhang with the bars, whereas for an enclosed trailer, you might be fighting the total width. I would say about 68 inches is what you would likely need if you wanted to fit 3 full-size bikes. I believe that's what the Scott over at Bolted On, what he would recommend. But anyway, I hope this video is informational, could help out if you're curious. I've also used the Pitbull setups in the past, and that's what these 3 TRS plates are, trailer restraint system. That's what those are at the end of the trailer for some of my sport bikes or supermoto racing. But hopefully this video is helpful for you. I'm excited. I haven't fully used the Bolted On setup for a length of time at all, just got everything mounted and kind of fit. One really cool thing, last thing I'll mention, is they do rotate. So you can turn these and rotate them around however you would like. So you can change the angle of the wheel chocks. So not only can you adjust them side to side, you can actually change the angle of the wheel chocks. And I did play around with, especially with the ones that turn, to make sure I got the best kind of angle to match the steering head angle that I wanted. And that is super helpful. So anyway, hope this video was able to help out, give you some ideas on your own setups for the future use. And last and not least, the little trick a trucking friend of mine taught me is, if ever you're fighting, you know, people often tie their ratchet straps, they tie the loose ends up. Little electrical tape goes a long way, keeps things out of the way, nice and clean. These Pro Taper ones actually come with some Velcro straps, but you can see how electrical tape can really help out keeping things out of the way. I've had straps come loose when I tie them before, and electrical tape's cheap. So anyway, hope this video was able to help out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more how-to videos, and God bless everybody. Take care.